Hello, it's day 110, and I want to talk about the worst possible you. Sometimes when I'm having a particularly bad day, I like to daydream. And one of my favorite daydreams is one I like to call the worst possible you. In this daydream, I try to picture what life would have been like if I had never had a good day, if I had never won a single battle, if everything had truly gone the worst it possibly could for me. What would life be like for somebody who is truly the worst version of themselves, who has never done anything correct in their entire life? I think it's an interesting thought. I mean, if I were the worst possible version of myself, I wouldn't have managed money as well as I did in my early 20s, and I wouldn't currently be sitting on my own piece of property that I bought with my own money. If I were the worst version of myself, I wouldn't know what I know about chickens, I wouldn't be able to take care of them the way that I do, and I wouldn't have this excellent little rooster who's going to be a dad in about 10 days. If I were the worst version of myself, I wouldn't be able to make these videos. I would still be too shy, too scared, too afraid to speak my mind in public, even if only a few people are going to hear me. If I were the worst version of myself, I would always be afraid. Everything would frighten me. Even things that I don't really need to be afraid of in the moment. I would never be calm enough to take in what's around me. If I were the worst version of myself, I'd never be patient at all. I'd always expect everything to be perfect the first go around. And sure, I may not have much to show yet, but if I were the worst version of myself, I wouldn't have anything to show. If I were truly the worst version of myself, I would never notice anything good. I would only see bad things. Every single day. I don't know how things are for you, Diet Buddy, but if you're fat like me, I suspect that there are days in your life where you tend to just boil your entire existence down to being a fat person. But I would challenge you to try this. Try to think of the worst possible version of you. And I think that you'll find that you're doing a little bit better than you might have thought originally. As much as it can seem like it sometimes, we aren't just our weight. We aren't just our body shape or the way that the world looks at us. We're a lot of things. And there are very, very few of us who are actually the worst possible us.